Are you ready?
Join on the corner where the big boys play. I have to unmute my microphone. Always one of those things. Good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to this version of Ask StreamYard. Definitely excited about this week's show. We are going to be talking about engagement. We have an awesome question, kind of a loaded question. We've been getting some good loaded questions where there's like a question and then there's like follow-up questions that go in along with it. Actually kind of fun. So really excited to be chatting with you guys today. It's going to be fantastic. So, okay, let me know where you guys are watching from. What's going on? Talk to me. We got Don Moody in the house. What is going on? He said, I do that all the time. Yeah, sometimes we get a little too fancy for our own britches and we forget to unmute our mics when we're muted and I don't know, all the things. But we're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So you guys, let me know where you're watching from. Anthony's from Texas. Holy crap. We got people from all over the place. Of course, Mike is back from Niagara Falls, of course. Welcome to the show for sure, Mike. Always good to see you showing up live in our shows. Always fantastic. So, oh my gosh, hello. We have Los Angeles in the house. Andrew is back again. Andrew is one of our great community members, always posting good questions in the community. We've got Mexico. Oh my gosh, all over the place. This is fantastic. All right, so here's what we're doing. Today, this is the Ask StreamYard show. So what is Ask StreamYard? So Ask StreamYard is where we take questions posted, from our community, from our users, and we like to feature like the deep dive, juicy topics where we can actually offer essentially like a miniature training, really. I mean, honestly. So, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you are new to the show, then you are probably unfamiliar with me. My name is Melanie Dyann Howe, and I am a live streaming mentor, and I love to help people go live and level up their live videos. And that's what we're doing today. So somebody made a comment about my camera. I saw my camera quality. I am using a DSLR camera hooked right into a CamLink capture card. I know that question always comes up. So, all right. So Andrew says, love StreamYard. So do I, my friend. So do I. That's why I'm here hanging out with you using StreamYard to talk to you guys today. So Rita's watching from Germany over on LinkedIn. In fact, that's a good prompt for me to let you guys know that we are multi-streaming today. So we are multi-streaming this broadcast across multiple platforms on social media, which is one of the amazing features of StreamYard that I personally love. So multi-streaming for sure. So, okay, South Africa. Oh my gosh. Philippines. You guys are all over. I'm loving it. Oh, thanks, Park. He says, I like your hair. Cool look. Appreciate it. That's kind of funny today because my hair is going to make a feature in today's show. So it's going to make a feature in today's show. So stick around, stay tuned, because I'm using the hair thing as a feature in the show. And I didn't even pay Park to post that question. So, all right, you guys are all over. Malaysia, South Africa. Love it. Philippines again. We've got Poland in the house. We got Tampa. Oh, this is fantastic. Love it. India. We got Detroit. Oh, this is the best part is when we get to talk to people from all over the world with live video. So, okay, let's dive in today. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing today. Today, we're going to be talking about engagement. So this question was posted in our Facebook group by Mick Fry. Okay. So McFry says, what are some ways to engage your audience while live? What are the best ways to promote your live streams? What do you do to fill dead time during a live? Say during a Q&A period when no one is asking questions, or during a cooking demo when you are waiting on something to finish cooking. Again, as I said, sometimes these questions can be quite loaded. So kind of excited about this one to dive in. But I got to say really quick, before we jump into this, I do want to make sure I got a quick announcement for you guys from StreamYard. So tomorrow, there is an awesome, you can see me in the background a little bit. Hey, what's going on? Tomorrow we have an amazing showcase event that's going on at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And that is again tomorrow, August 5th. So you can register for this event by going to that link that you see there. I'm going to actually also grab the link. I think maybe I thought I had it up and ready. Let me see. Yep, I got it here. Let me post this link in the comments for y'all. So register here. And there you go. That's going to show up everywhere except for the Facebook group and LinkedIn. But you can definitely check this out. Get registered for this event coming up. Dana and Kelsey and others are going to be doing this. It's going to be fantastic. So really going to be a great event for you guys. So definitely get registered for that. Wanted to make sure I gave you guys a quick plug about that event coming up. So a lot of cool micro events that StreamYard's working on to, again, just showcase different industries. And this one, a lot of faith-based organizations use live streaming. They had to use live streaming starting last year, thanks to the pandemic, right? But it also has helped them expand their reach and make a greater impact because not everybody can come into, the physical space where they want to be organizing. So religious, faith-based organizations have really been embracing live video and using platforms like StreamYard to create awesome shows for their congregations and their organizations. So super excited about that show. Lots to learn for sure, right? Lots to learn for sure. Okay, this is going to be great. Let's checking in on you on the comments. We're looking good. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to dive into this? I don't know about you guys. I have a little extra energy today, and it's not necessarily because I got extra sleep, because I really didn't get much sleep. My 11-year-old daughter started middle school today, and she had a hard time going to sleep last night because she was so anxious about it, and therefore Mama didn't get much sleep either. So I'm not necessarily wired on coffee right now or any of that, but I am extra energized. I had vacation last week and I'm back at it this week. So I don't know about you guys, but let's do it. Are you guys ready to dive in? Okay, a lot of stuff to cover today. So I want to make sure, let me get myself organized. So again, here's what we're doing. This is the Ask StreamYard show, and McFry asked this very loaded question. And so what we are going to talk about today is we are actually going to be talking about maintaining engagement during live videos. So this is actually something that comes up quite a bit. That's very, very important when it comes to, how we are keeping our audience entertained and engaged. Now, engagement, of course, let's talk about what engagement is really quick. Engagement is essentially comments, sharing, them interacting with you, right? So we always want our live viewers to be engaging with us because that's half the point, right? Live video is two-way communication, and it's live communication. So you can be interacting together with your audience, just like I am interacting with all of you here today. So Andrew says, I didn't sleep well either. Green tea helps. Yes, green tea is actually fantastic. I might have to make myself a cup of green tea later because you know what's going to happen. I'm doing okay right now, but at about 1 o'clock today, I'm probably going to hit a wall. And I don't have time for naps today. So I'm okay with napping, by the way. Some people are really against it, but I'm okay with napping. So, but me engaging with you guys and talking with you, right? And just having that conversation, that's the whole point, right? So, but also at the same time, a lot of you are engaging with each other. So for example, Mike here is saying, hey, digging Canuck, almost neighbors, St. Catherine's here. So you're engaging with each other. That's engagement as well. This is what we want. We want this for multiple reasons. We want engagement because it tells us that the content we're creating is offering value. It's telling us that the content we're creating is what they're interested in. It's also telling us that they want more, or they're asking us follow-up questions to what we're talking about, which tells us we're barking up the right tree here. We are able to serve and help, right? And so engagement could be them asking questions. It could be them sharing, a celebration with you. It could be them also just joining in the fun. So engagement looks and like it comes in many shapes and sizes, and it all depends on what your content is and what it's about. But we absolutely want that. We don't want to just go live and have 50 viewers or 20 viewers or 5 viewers even, and nobody's commenting or talking to us. We don't want that. So let me tell you why that sometimes happens. A lot of times that happens when our content isn't necessarily aligned with our audience. Now, our audience are the people who follow us, right? This is our followers who are subscribed to us. They're subscribed to our YouTube channels. They're following our Facebook pages. Our friends they're connected to us. whether it be on LinkedIn or on our personal profiles. And so, for example, let's say I'm going live on my personal profile, right? My personal Facebook page, my personal Facebook profile. But I'm going to all of a sudden start talking about like cameras and microphones and gear. Most of my friends on my personal connections don't give two craps about that stuff. They are probably not going to have a lot of things to say. That's not necessarily what that audience of mine needs or wants to hear. But if I go live and I decide I'm going to cut my own hair on live video on my personal page, on my personal profile, my friends and my family and all those personal connections are going to be like, what are you doing? And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this on TV, on live video and yada, yada, yada. They're going to be interested in it because that's that's aligned with our relationship. So that's one example. So think about aligning your content. So that's definitely one of the first things I wanted to kind of point out was you have to align your content to your audience. So this also comes into play where, let's say, for example, you might have LinkedIn and you are approved for LinkedIn Live. And then you have a YouTube channel where you are, creating keychains. And then you have a YouTube channel all about creating keychains, right? Custom keychains. But that's kind of your side gig. That's your side hobby, right? That's your thing you're doing. But you work at a bank. All right. You work at a bank full time. That's your day job. The keychain thing is a fun thing for you. It's a YouTube channel you're growing. Maybe you want to go full time and create some sort of great business with this custom keychain business or hobby, right? When you go live, you might want to multi-stream. Well, when you start talking about keychains on LinkedIn, all of your connections, if they're sort of from your corporate life or your corporate world, they may not have a lot of things to say about your custom keychains that you're showing us. So engagement, a lot of times, again, align your content with your audience. So think about that. Where are you streaming? Do those people that follow you or are connected to you care about the stuff you're talking about? That's the number one thing I kind of wanted to lead with, because you have to make sure that the content, it's always about content. Content is king. Content is queen, however you want to look at it. It's the foundation of everything we do. If we don't have aligned content, we honestly essentially have nothing, to be really honest with you. None of the other things matter. So if you don't have aligned content, all the other things I'm about to share with you aren't going to help you either. Okay? So let's get that straight first. Aligning your content. Mike says, okay, I got the hint. I'll make a custom keychain for you. Hey, I am here for it. If you want to make me a custom keychain, I am all for it, Mike. Send it over. Let me have it. Joey says, yep, I have a Facebook community named The Fire Influenced Man, Discovering Biblical Manhood Through the Fire. Great. Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to say something related to that. Maybe you have a follow-up comment around it. So let me see here. Oh, good stuff here. We've got great accolades for StreamYard for sure. So John says, YouTube and Facebook weren't around the last time I cut my hair. And as you can see from John's profile picture, there's not a lot of hair there. So that's actually pretty funny. But I really, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, I really did cut my hair on live video last year during the pandemic, and it was a total hit. It was a lot of fun. But I didn't stream that to my professional pages. I streamed it to my personal profile. So there was definitely a big difference there. Okay, let me talk about another reason why sometimes we miss the boat on content. One of the other reasons why we miss the boat is because we're not prompting our audience. We're not actually telling them to engage. So I often see a lot of times when people will go live and they have something to say and they focus on the content and the content is aligned, but they're never really like telling their audience to say anything. They're not asking questions. They're not prompting them to be talking in the comments. Here's the thing, especially if you are kind of newer to live video and your audience is new to you doing live video, they need to be coached. Not everybody's going to jump in and just start talking, right? So people that once they start watching your shows regularly, they will understand what to do. And they will kind of know like the flow of your show, and they will know that you want them to comment. They'll start talking to you without you even having to say anything to them. Many of you jump into our shows and you immediately tell us where you're from, because a lot of times we start our show and say, hey, where are you watching from? Because we kind of like to know. So again, you've been coached, right? You want to prompt them. Now, how can you create prompts? We're going to talk about a few ways you can create prompts, But you know what one of my favorite types of prompts is that you can use in your streams? That little thing right there. You see that little thing right there? That little ticker? Do you see this thing right here? The banner? You can use the banners and the tickers inside StreamYard to put prompts. Like I'm telling you, if you have a question regarding engagement, put a Q in front of your comment and I will absolutely grab it and see what I can do to help you. That's me prompting you, right? So create prompts, ask them questions, or tell them how you want them to be interacting with you. So again, a lot of times our viewers have to be prompted for sure. So, yes. Okay. I'm checking in, looking at you guys okay. So we're talking about engagement today. If you have feature requests or questions around other things that do not have to do with today's topic, here's what you can do. You can actually email contact@streamyard.com for feature requests. You can also email support@streamyard.com if you have support issues. But today, we're talking engagement, my friends. We're talking engagement. So if you are just now joining us, this is the Ask StreamYard show where I am answering McFry's question. They were asking, how do we keep engagement up? And so we're talking about lulls, basically, like how do we actually keep that engagement going even when there's dead time? They talk about maybe during a Q&A when no one's asking questions, or during a cooking demo when you're waiting on something to finish cooking. We're going to dive into some of that. I'm going to give you some fun strategies and tips, but we're talking about ways to foster engagement right now for sure. Okay, so again, question, this is about audio. We're not going to talk about audio today, so definitely I'm not going to be able to, we have past broadcasts about audio though. So I love that you have this question, but let's definitely keep that one. Let's keep this one about engagement today. So, okay, let me see here. I saw something else. Okay. Tom makes a good point. He says, as for banners, we've noticed they must be used sparingly or else people stop trying to read them. I will say that if your banners are if there's too much text in them, sometimes they can get noisy. Also, you don't want to overuse your banners. So like, don't just go from banner to banner to banner to banner. What you want to do, what I like to do, Tom, a tip for me to share with you is, one of the things I like to do is I like to have the banner up and then I like to remove the banner. Okay, so you notice that I had this one up, but I'm not just going to go right to the next. Well, first I started with this one and then I didn't go right to that. I like to take it down and then have a little bit of a break, check in on the comments. I always like checking comments in between. Let's say, for example, my show, I'm going to be giving you guys 6 tips. So each tip is like a bullet in my outline. In between each of those tips, I'm going to engage the audience. This is another way that you can keep engagement going. So you can't always engage your audience while you're sharing your, while you're dropping your bomb, if you will, like, mic dropping. But what you can do is in between each little segment, you can engage your audience and talk to them. You can also give them a prompt at that time. But one of the things I like to do is I like to make sure I take away that banner and then bring up the next banner. It creates kind of a break. It also shows the audience, hey, this is a new piece of information. So that's one of the things, how I like to utilize the banners. But if your banners are too big and too much text, you're right. Sometimes they go on deaf ears, if you are. Deaf ears, deaf eyes, one of those things. Okay, so let me take a look here and see how we're doing here. Okay, what can you give your audience to maintain that engagement? What works? Okay, again, goes back. Rodrigo has this great question. So Rodrigo says, what can you give your audience to maintain that engagement? What works? There are a lot of tactics that you can utilize to, have this happen, to keep this engagement going, right? And so I'm going to give you a few strategies that I like, but again, making sure that displaying comments is definitely a way. So right now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm displaying Rodrigo's comment, which is showing some of you, oh, I can ask a question related to today's topic, hint, hint, and Melanie will bring my comment up and she will answer my question. I want to be a part of that. I want to get some help from Melanie. And so that's almost like you're kind of forward pacing your audience and you're showing them, hey, ask questions and you'll be rewarded with me answering it, bringing your comment up on screen. Again, an amazing StreamYard feature, displaying the comments. This fosters engagement. It creates a bit of a FOMO effect too, where it makes people want to comment like, oh, she might display my comment. Cool. So that's one tactic for sure. Again, come up with some questions, right, that align with your topic for the day, and then ask your audience those questions. Now, I'm going to give you a couple fun ways. I talked about put the question in the banner or put the question in the ticker. That's one thing you can do. Like we started today's show with this banner. We said, welcome to StreamYard. Let me know where you're watching from. That is a prompt, right? So I'm prompting the audience. That's another tactic that you can use to get that to happen as well. So Rodrigo, great question. Lots of things will work. Again, aligning your content to your audience definitely is key. So, but then use some of these other tactics. Okay. Yeah. So my Vivid Life, hello. She says, this is really helpful. I didn't think of asking the chat questions and posting to my banner. Thank you. Yeah. So I do think that sometimes we use these banners as announcements or calls to action, but you can totally use them as questions. You can even, well, never mind. I got something fun for you guys. We're going to get real fun. I have a fun thing that maybe you also haven't thought of. So my Vivid Life, if you're liking this so far, stick around, sister, because it's going to get good. It's going to get good. Okay. So, let me see here. Oh, yeah. So let me check this out. G. Albert says, you also highlighted the Q in your banner. Nicely. Yeah, with little emojis. You can put emojis in these banners and these tickers too, which is just adding extra pizzazz, as I always like to say, right? So adding extra pizzazz. Okay, let me see. All right, so Christine, again, put a Q in front of your questions. That helps me see the question differentiated from just a regular comment, right? Like my good friend Rio, who I love, always shows up. Rio197 always shows up, and it's kind of fun. So I love it. Okay. All right. So I had to give a shout out to Rio because Rio, you're always here supporting us. I love it. All right. Christine says, Melanie, I teach 10-minute yoga bites live once a week. How would you ask for engagement while teaching? Thanks. So Christine, my guess is that you are away from the computer, away from maybe, you're not necessarily able to click on your keyboard, if you will, right? This actually comes up with fitness instructors, hobbyists who are doing crafting, painting, cooking. Actually, Mick Fry, that is absolutely the what they're asking about is doing cooking demos. You're away from your computer. Let me give you a little trick. If you prepare in advance, first of all, you can just ask your audience questions. You can absolutely just ask them questions while you're teaching or while you're giving your 10-minute yoga bite, right? You can actually voice the question, of course. But if you want to use the banners and you're like, I'm away from the computer, I can't click on the banner to display it, I'm not at my keyboard. Here's a trick. You have your setup. Let's say you're using a webcam and you got your computer, your laptop, whatever it is, right? This can kind of be like a remote. You can actually enter the stream at another time, like enter it again as the same person that you are, and just don't go into this, like you'll be in the studio, but backstage, don't go up into the stream, and you can control the banners right here. So you could be streaming from a computer with a webcam or whatever you have set up. You're away, like far away, like way back here, away from the computer. You can be using this to control the comments and also to control the banners right there from your phone. Because when you enter the studio, when you enter StreamYard.com from a mobile device, it literally is a mobile version of everything you have on your computer. So it's a way for you to actually do these controls away from the computer, if that's what you're asking, right? If that's what you're asking. The other thing I would say, Christine, if you're looking for content ideas for engagement, then I would definitely think about what is it that is easy for them to answer without having to think hard? Okay, so when we're creating questions or prompts that we want to ask our audience, don't ask complicated questions, right? So if you want to prompt them with, like, for example, where are you all watching from? That's pretty dang easy for all of you to answer today. But if I started that stream and I had a banner that said something like, what's your number one challenge, struggle when it comes to fostering engagement for your live videos? You have to think a little bit more. You got to type a little bit more, and you might feel vulnerable typing that answer. So definitely give your audience easy questions to answer that are easy for them to answer like quickly, but also short answers. They don't have to like type some paragraph to you. You just want short, quick answers, right? And so that's kind of like that's another tip as well. So Christine, you could ask something like, hey, do you feel confident about your, how about everybody watching today, give me a rating of 1, 2, or 3 about the level of confidence you have in your morning routine. 1 being very confident, you're very consistent. 2 being sometimes, and 3 is you don't have a morning routine. Help me understand, type a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments. Boom, boom, boom. Right? That's a super easy way as well to kind of let them rate themselves. These types of polls or surveys are also really, really great. So prepare these in advance so that you're not just winging it, right? Like Rio is making a comment about don't just wing it, right? Like be prepared a little bit so that you can either put them in banners and tickers or so that you can have them ready and you don't lose track of your train of thought, right? For sure. Okay. That was a great question though. Let me take a quick look here. Make sure I don't have any other questions yet. Gotta give a shout out to Griffo Productions. How's it going? Griffo is one of my favorite audience members on my own show. He's been tuning into my show, so it's good to see. I always like seeing the same people come back, right? Okay, let me see here. Antiques from Karen, Janet. I love that you have your name, by the way, in your title. So many times, like people have these fun YouTube handles, but I don't know what their name is. So I love that you have it in there. So hello, Janet. It's nice to meet you. Okay, so here's the deal. What's the fastest way to turn off a comment after it has scrolled off without highlighting another? When you say scroll, so comments don't scroll. So as you can see, I've got your comment up. It's here. Oh, you mean, I think what you're talking about is in your actual studio. So when the comments are scrolling, what's the fastest way to turn off? Well, Janet, let me tell you something. I got a little bit of a trick for you. So as long as you don't do anything else, if you display a comment and all of a sudden your chat roll inside your StreamYard studio is that comment's now moved away and you're like, oh crap, I don't want to scroll up to find it. Hit the space bar. Hit the space bar. It's actually an undo button. I bet you guys didn't know that. It's an undo button. If I hit it again, her comment's going to come back up. Now, when this doesn't work is if you click away from where you are. So if I were to have Janet's comment up and then I go over to banners and do something else, I have to go back and actually select that to get it to go, to get that comment to go away again. But if you're just displaying comments and you don't want to have to go find it again to make it go away, hit the space bar and that comment goes away. There's your little trick. Okay, let me see here. Let's take a look and see how we're doing. I just don't want to miss anything. Oh, there you go. See? Space bar. Boom. Yep. I don't know if you guys saw, but we have a new video out that I did that's 5 hidden but not kind of hidden features of StreamYard, and that spacebar is one of them. That's on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed over there because we got awesome videos coming up for you guys. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Christine's follow-up, and then we're going to move forward to the next tip that I've got because it's a fun one. Christine said, love these recommendations. Of course, if I were to use my iPhone as a second device, I would need to put on my reading glasses, Life at 51. That's actually really funny. That's cute. Yes, you might have to do that, but that's okay. No problem. Not a problem. Okay, let me see here. What about on mobile? Great question. So on mobile, you aren't going to have the space bar, right? You're not going to be able to have that. But if you're on mobile, you are going to need to click it. So you're going to have to just, if your chat roll is scrolling, you are going to have to scroll up. I know that Dan and Gage are working on still, it's in their production queue to make some enhancements to how we manage comments. So I'm not sure if that will change, but right now, if you are on mobile, you will have to actually scroll and maybe just a little bit tricky for you, for sure. So let me see. So jewelry, etc. Great thought here. This is actually definitely another way to keep engagement up is to add some extra production value to your streams. She says, how do you do a picture-in-picture with StreamYard? Like if I want to show a project I'm working on with my webcam, but keep my face on the screen with the built-in computer camera. So the way you would do this, jewelry, etc. A few weeks ago, I did an Ask StreamYard about multiple webcams in StreamYard. So if you want to, let me see if I can actually just grab it for you. It is, if you guys go to our YouTube channel, by the way, let me just bust it out here. Let me bust it out. Share. All right, so here's our YouTube channel. And so I'm sharing my screen right now. So this is obviously one way you could do this, but you're talking about multiple webcams. So right here, we've got how to make your stream. There's the video I was just telling you guys about the 5 hidden features. So there's that. But then if you go to Ask StreamYard, I know it was, so you have Ask Stream at the playlist. I'm pretty sure if we click over, here it is, multiple cameras. So jewelry, etc. I would recommend that you go check out this video because I cover everything about multiple cameras, including some pros and cons, things to consider, things to watch out for. So this will actually teach you exactly what you're trying to do right there. So go watch this particular video. How do I use multiple webcams in StreamYard? Just go to the YouTube page, scroll down to Ask StreamYard, click over, and you will see it right here in the list. All right, but stick with us now. Stick with us now for now while we're kind of hanging out and chatting about this stuff. So, okay, let's do this. We're going to keep moving. By the way, if you are just joining us, very quickly, we are talking about engagement because this question was asked and we are taking Ask StreamYard. If you want to be featured, all you have to do is actually go to our Facebook group, post a question, and we would love for you to use the hashtag Ask StreamYard because that helps us understand that you are wanting us to feature you in an upcoming show. We'll send you a t-shirt, we'll feature your question, and we will take a deep dive for you. So, and it helps the community. So definitely do that. So today we're actually answering McFry's comment about engagement during lulls, boring times, maybe quiet times, or during times when they're waiting on something, right? So depending on your stream and what you're doing, there may be other things that you need a little bit of a break in your stream. So that's what we're talking about today. Let me get back to my stuff. Okay. So what I really like, so one of the things that McFry talked about was like lulls, during lulls or waiting on something. So sometimes in our streams, we have what I like to call transitions, or we have different segments. So let's say, for example, you're doing a tutorial. In fact, we have jewelry people here, we have crafters here, we have all these people. So you might like have one camera on a sewing machine, and then you might need to go over here and like cut some fabric, right? And you're like, I can't fit it all in the same shot. I need to move my camera. I need to just reposition my camera. Well, what you can do, instead of like doing that all clunky, like, hey, I'm repositioning my camera and it's like funky and awkward for my audience. And it's also like going to take me a minute or two and I need to be focused on moving the camera and not watching comments and talking. That's what I call a transition. So it's kind of like a gap in between a segment. Segment 1 is, hey, here's how I cut the fabric. Here's how I lay it out. Here's what I do. Segment number 2 is actually you going to the sewing machine and starting to work with that fabric, right? So in between segment 1 and segment 2, instead of getting all funky and moving the camera so you can reposition it, now this is, again, of course, if you don't have multiple cameras. If you have multiple cameras, you can just switch the camera and voila, right? But the other thing you can do, which actually gives you a bit of a break if you need to take a sip of water, blow your nose, whatever you need to do, you can actually, if you're on one of the paid plans, you can upload a little video into your StreamYard dashboard and play a video in between the segment, right? And so you could actually be like, the video could say, coming up next, I'm going to be sewing the pieces of fabric together. And it could just be a short little 30-second, 1-minute video with a little bit of music to help you do that transition. When you're in StreamYard, if you upload a video into the video section, then when you play that video, it's going to take over the stream. The audio is muted, your mic is muted, you are not on camera, the video takes over the stream. The reason I like this is because sometimes when we're in these like transitions and we're transitioning something or we're looking something up, everybody give me just a minute here. Like, you can lose your audience. You can absolutely lose your audience. They're going to tune out. They have no idea how long it's going to take. They're not really sure. They're really not entertained at that moment. They can lose interest. And so when you have a video, it kind of maintains interest. Here's the other thing that this does. This is the bonus. If somebody happens to not be clicked on your stream and they are seeing something like you on camera, and then all of a sudden this video starts playing, it piques their interest, and they're maybe then going to join your stream at that point. So creating these video clips and playing them in between these segments is another great way to do that. So I love the video clip, which is my next tip. So play pre-recorded video segments during the live video. So what this can be done in multiple ways. It can be done by uploading it to the actual video section, but it can also be done by with the video share. Now, here's the other thing I was going to say. McFry's question, McFry, who was our question today, had said, what about during a cooking demo when you are waiting on something to finish cooking? Now, McFry, anybody who has anything that they do, there might be processes that take longer than others, or there's a waiting period. What I would suggest is that you maybe consider skipping that for your live show. And so you could actually record a video, maybe you demoing and talking about, hey, during, this is going to go in the oven and it's going to bake for 10 minutes. And then when I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to know what to do next. You could actually do the beginning part, the prep work, before you throw that thing in the oven and record that as a pre-recorded video, and then start your stream with that, right? And then when that video is done playing, you could be like, I'm live, and guess what? It's out of the oven now. So, this takes a little bit of prep. If you watch cooking shows, anybody that watches cooking shows knows that 90% of the time when they actually take a bite of something, it's been done for 2 hours and it's cold. There's that. But if they do happen to pull something out of the oven, they will prep one dish and then they'll say, now it goes in the oven for an hour. And then literally right under the tray that they just put in the oven is one that has been in there for an hour. They are making 2 dishes. I do think that that's also a way to do it. But if you want to skip that type of thing, you can pre-record some of the segments of your process and then just play those clips. So when I did a demo for StreamYard a while back about how to make an animated GIF of yourself. So if any of you caught that one, then that's probably the first time you saw me. It's on the YouTube channel and all that too. But I was going to do it live. So Christian had me it was Christian and Julie. They had me on the Learn with StreamYard show. And I was like, man, part of this process is kind of clunky. And there's times when you say click and download this, and then you're waiting for the file to download. And then you're uploading something, you're waiting for it to upload. And that is what I call a lull. That's a lull time. I didn't really want to deal with that while we were live. And so that segment of the tutorial, I actually created an edited video for it. I did the same thing. I did a screen share, but then I trimmed out those waiting times. And so I created a much shorter, I basically took what was going to take about 8 minutes and I cut it into about a 3-minute clip. And we uploaded it into StreamYard and we played it we said, okay, and here's how you do this part. And we just played that video versus me doing it live. So be thinking about some of the processes that you have, and then how can you actually make it happen, right? How can you actually take that tutorial and shorten it up so that you don't have the lull? Now, I got another one for you. I got 2 more little video doozies for you that you're going to love. Now, one's a combination, but the first one I want to say is you can also just use the video share. So instead of actually uploading it into your StreamYard Studio and it will take over your whole stream, you can use the video share feature. If you use video share, it's going to pull the video up, but you're still on screen. And you can be talking about that particular demonstration that you're doing. And so you're still engaging with your audience live. You're just showing them a video of you doing something that is more prepped, right? That's kind of like the fun thing about it. So definitely, I like this process when you have something that is like that you can we shorten it? This is great for time lapses as well. Boom. I bet you didn't think about that one. I love a good, painters, anyone that's painting, you're pre-mixing your paints, right? Here's how I do this. Here's how I do this part, or here's this part. Do a time-lapse version of that video, play that so that people can still kind of see. People love time lapses. I don't know what it is about them. They're mesmerizing. People love a good time lapse. So create a video where you speed that process up so that we're not waiting for the whole thing, and then play that. So also time-lapse pre-recorded segments as well. So let me check on you guys before I jump to the next super, super, super fun thing. I kind of whipped up a fun little thing right before this stream, and I'm kind of excited to use it because I've never done this before, but I just haven't. But I'm gonna, right? I'm gonna. Okay, let me check this out. Again, we're talking about engagement today. If I have time, I will try to get to some of your questions that have nothing to do with today's topic because I want to help you, but we're going to stay focused on engagement. So today's topic is engagement. So, okay. Let me see here. Yes, Randy says video transitions are a lifesaver. I like a good video transition. Very, very, I seriously like a good video transition. I also like a good little be right back video in case you need to. I literally have a be right back video that I play. I had to use it yesterday because all of a sudden I got that tickle in my throat and I didn't have my water with me. I almost always have my water with me just in case. And I didn't have it with me. So I literally was like, I'm going to try to do this. But then I was like, guys, I got to get a drink of water. So I clicked on the be right back screen, jumped up, ran out to my garage, which is right back there, grabbed a bottle of water, got it done. And bam, I was back. There you go. That's another great way you can do it too. Didn't lose anybody with just me not on camera, right? Okay. Let me see here. I'll answer your really quick question. No, 1080p is the highest quality right now. Magic Prepper says, I have a quick question. With paid plans, you can stream in higher quality, but is there more risk in buffering latency issues when doing so? Sorry, I misread your question. There is. So yes, 1080p is amazing. It's fantastic. However, if your computer isn't strong enough, if your internet's not strong enough, the output is going to not be 1080p. And then the other thing to think about is you can't control the way people are consuming your live video. So when they are consuming your live video, if they don't have strong internet, you're going to run into buffering and other things. I say, yeah, it's a risk. If your audience is in a bunch of remote locations, like for example, the example I always use here is if you are creating content for people who are doing RVing, meaning like they're in motorhomes, they are like camping, they probably don't have great internet. You might want to consider a 720 stream instead of 1080, but there you go. Okay. Yeah, Rio says sort of like a time machine, like short of a time machine. Totally. Seriously. So it's going to be pretty cool. Okay, cool. So hopefully, this is helpful to you. Stack the Pads goaltending. They say I'm actually starting a meal prep channel. So that is definitely going to help you. If you can do some of these little things, pre-recorded clips, play the pre-recorded clips instead of doing it all live. The other reason why this is key is remember the sewing machine example I gave? Well, you could actually pre-record you preparing the fabrics pre-recorded, and then you don't ever have to worry about moving your camera. You just are here and you're like, I got my sewing machine ready. Let me show you really quick a video that I made for you about how I got the fabric ready. Click, play the video, it's ready to go, and then it's going to be done. And you're like, there you go. Now I have those fabrics that I just did in the video and I'm ready to sew, right? So again, think about that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Da, 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 da. Okay. Tom says, we use slides in many of our broadcasts. We put our transitions in the sliders and use a full screen StreamYard view for them. Yeah, super great idea as well. Also, so what Tom is describing is he's sharing the slides from a PowerPoint or Keynote or even Google Slides, whatever, on the screen, but then he's using the screen share and he's making that full screen, and that's his transition. So he's clicking through the slides, or maybe they're on autoplay or whatever. So yeah, super, super good stuff there. Okay. All right. So you guys, here we go. I want to show you something because the next quick, fun tip I have for you to keep the engagement going, especially during maybe those times when you're waiting on something or whatnot, have some fun, play some games, do some trivia, right? Maybe do some giveaways. So like people, at StreamYard, a lot of times we use the giveaway tool. So StreamYard.com/giveaway. Any StreamYard user, free accounts and paid plans, all get access to this amazing tool that we use to do a random pick from the viewers who are commenting. So you don't have to wait till the end of your show to do that. You can do it in the middle of your show. Let's say you want to give a couple things away. You can do it in between segments. So you can actually play games and do some fun stuff in between these segments in the middle of your show to keep that engagement going. You can also say, hey, while I'm getting this fabric ready, I keep using the sewing and the fabric example, but you guys get it, right? You guys get it. I should be using cooking examples because McFry is a cooking example. okay, let's say you're chopping some onions. That's what I'm going to say. You're chopping onions, you're chopping vegetables, and the shrimp is marinating, and you're getting ready to make some shrimp tacos. Yes. You know why I'm talking about shrimp tacos? Because that's what I'm making tonight for dinner. It's my favorite thing to make. So it's on my mind. So you're cutting and you're prepping, right? During the cutting and prepping process, you don't want to be looking at comments and dealing with that because, hello, you could cut your finger. You need to be focused on what you're doing. Now, you could have a camera pointing down at you cutting and prepping, right? Or just on you overall. But why not give your audience something to do while you're focusing? So you can actually use the banners, play some trivia, post a question for your audience to answer, right? You could also use this as, you could do like, I've seen people do like scavenger hunts. If they have really busy backgrounds, John Pullum, if you're still watching, you could totally do this, where they'll have something, if they have a busy background, they'll have something and they'll move it and they'll be like, can you find the whatever? And so the audience is like all trying to be the first one to find like the whatever. Now you wouldn't be able to do that if you had a bouquet like I got going on with the blurry background, but play games, have fun, let them be entertained, let them entertain themselves while you're focused on what you're doing. So put a question up, have some fun with it. Now I will say this. This is fun. I'm going to show you something that I made. It's kind of one of those fun things I wanted to do. And so this is what I got. So, John actually yeah, thanks mods. Okay, so I just got distracted. Sorry. So sorry I got distracted by you guys in the comments. Got a lot going on here. Okay, so here's the deal. You can also create transition videos that do this for you. So earlier I was just talking about creating videos for your transitions, right? Or videos to, give you a break or, pre-recorded stuff. You can also make a video to do what I'm talking about right now. Play games, do some trivia, do some giveaways. So you guys, are you ready for a little bit of a game? We're going to actually have a trivia right now. There's going to be a question, so get your fingers ready. If you're multitasking, come right here, come hang out, get ready to type it in. I want you guys to see if you can guess the right answer to this question. Are you ready? Now, there's no music because I didn't want to mess with music because copyrights and stuff. I would recommend using a tool like Canva that I used. And if you have a pro plan, you do get access to some music that you can use as a background to these videos. So here you go. This is an example of me using a video to do trivia. So here we go. Oh, was that fun? I probably should have had a longer countdown timer, but honestly, I didn't want to have the video be too long because, for time's sake, for today, I would recommend you give your audience a little bit longer to answer the question. And look, check it out. Look at this engagement. Check out that engagement. Look how fun that was. So Kayla says 3 years. Bobby says 6. Andrew says 15. Vincent says 10. Tom says 3. Fariga says 10. Randy says 1. Somebody in our Facebook group says 10. Rio, never mind, did not answer the question. But you guys, oh my gosh, like 20 some people, I think here. 7. We have 6. Vicky says 1. Joey says 3. All these things. Look at you guys. Okay, here's the deal. To be honest with you, I actually don't know how many years it's been. You guys are going to kill me. I literally made that video and that question about 3 minutes before 11 o'clock today. And I actually don't know how many years it's been, but I will tell you, I cut my hair in 2014, the end of the year, 2014, the very end of the year, like December 2014. So somebody do the math for us. There you go. I mean, come on. I should have figured that out, but I gotta be honest with you. I made that video right before we went live. And so now I'm like, oh crap. I don't actually know what the right answer is, but it worked. I mean, look, you guys are still jumping in and typing in. So, thank you. That's 7 years. I mean, hey, my bad, right? My bad. So there you go. But was that not fun? Did you guys see how many people Trick questions. I know, right? Did you see how many people chimed in and actually came in? Okay, now years always fool me too. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys figure it out. Math on live video, not even gonna do it, y'all. Not even gonna do math on live video. Not my thing. Not my jam. I'm good at math, but not on live video. The winner gets a new car, but we don't know the answer to determine a winner, right? That would be terrible. Okay, so you guys get the point. Now, you guys get the point. Let me do a quick combination. How about a quick combination of this trivia question? What if you did the trivia question and let everybody type in answers? You could do multiple choice. You could do whatever you want, multiple choice, and tell people type in the answer exactly as these multiple choices are. So do the trivia question, and then you could be like, after I'm done cutting these vegetables, I'm gonna reveal the answer. So then you're cutting vegetables and they're typing their answers in, and you're cutting the vegetables, and then you're ready to go. What if you used the StreamYard giveaway tool to reveal the answer? Boom, right? What if it was 7? What if we just said multiple choice, 1, 12, 23, and 7? What if those were the things? And I said, just type it in exactly like that. Don't type year, just type in the number. And anyone that typed in 7. So I go to my StreamYard tool, right? My StreamYard.com giveaway tool, and I pull it up and I say, choose broadcast. Here we go. And I say 7, and I start collecting entries. And so that's how I reveal the answer. But I would do it like this. I'd have this ready, and I would have just me. And I say, all right, are you guys ready for the answer? You guys ready for the answer? And I'm going to say, here we go. Let's draw a winner. Boom. And so it's, hey, if you typed in 7, you might get a free car, or whatever it might be. So way fun, right? So a great Rio. So again, some of you said 7, whatever, 7 years, but that's another way to combine these are fun things to do. All right. These create engagement. If you can create a show where you do something like this on the regular, your audience, 1, is going to keep coming back for more. And 2, you're coaching them, you're training them that we do these fun giveaways, right? We do these fun things. We have, trivia questions, and we all try to beat each other to the answer, and yada, 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 right? That is going to create a lot of fun for your audience, and it's going to be massive engagement, and it's going to be a ton of fun. So they're going to love it. So I definitely want you to get creative. I want you to use videos, like I mentioned. Use the banners. If you're not ready for video and you don't feel confident about designing these videos to do the trivia questions and whatnot, that's okay. Just use the banners. Just type the question in the banner and have your audience go, use it that way. So have them actually just do it there and say, hey, got a new trivia question up. Start typing in your answers. That's okay. Just do something, right? So this is just a fun tactic that I think would be a lot of fun for you. So I personally love it. I think it'd be great. Okay, let me check in on you guys really quick. I think that was fun. I definitely think that goes down in a little bit of, I think that was kind of a fun thing. Like I literally did not know the answer to my own question. So I apologize. There you go. I used to have long hair, and all my friends that know me from long hair, here you go. Well, that's not a very good picture. I got a picture. Oh, here's one. There you go. There's me, long hair, with my friends in London. There it is. Proof that I used to have long hair, really long hair. There you go. Long hair, London. Proof. People that met me when I had long hair are like, "Oh, it's so different. I like your long hair." And then people that met me when I had short hair, they're like, "Oh my God, I like your short hair so much better." It's because it's like they're not used to it. So one of those funny things. Okay, real quick. So Fariga, the StreamYard giveaway tool is available to any StreamYard user. So all you have to do is go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. And that is actually how you're going to use it. So I just demoed it. You just saw it. So hopefully that answered the question. You don't have to like log out. In fact, you need to be logged in, to be honest with you. So as long as you're logged in, open up another browser window, go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, and any stream that you have that's either upcoming or live at the moment will show up as an option. And there's also, when you go to that screen, you'll see a tutorial that Gage did for it. So super, super fun. So, okay. Okay, you guys are having fun with me. I appreciate that we're having a lot of fun. Vicky says, this is fun. I'm so glad that you guys are having fun because I'm having fun, which is why we're here, right? So, okay. Oh, thanks. Diana says, you look cool now. Thank you. I appreciate it. People do kind of like the hair. It's kind of one of those things. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yes. Thank you, Joey. That's the link right here. So Fariga, thank you, Joey, for posting that. That's how you can access that giveaway tool. So go to that and you'll get to the tool. I saw a question from Rio. So let me get to Rio's question. Oh, that's funny. Some oomph music. So Rio, that is actually the last tip, by the way. But let me jump up because I saw Rio had a question. Boy, I got to go past all the. This is a good one. Sorry, Rio, I'm scrolling up and I grabbed this one first, but Rio, I'm going to go find your question next. So Bobby says, I'm a new StreamYard user. As for engagement, do you recommend a particular format or structure to keep the stream moving and keep people interested? So Bobby, yes, I do. I personally, there is a time and a place for what I like to call fun streams or random streams, which is really just like a party stream. There are lots of those. Those are fine. Those are fun for your audience. But I do like a show that has a format and a bit of structure so that your audience can, one, follow along, two, know what they missed in case they tuned in halfway, but also they know what's coming so that they are going to stick around, right? And so definitely having a topic, having a bit of an outline. I also like a good show flow or stream flow that has some reoccurring segments. For example, StreamYard, when we do StreamYard office hours. So if Bobby, if you're not part of the Facebook group yet, join the Facebook group, the StreamYard community. Every other Tuesday, Julie, Riley, and I do what we call StreamYard office hours. And at the end of that, we do a giveaway. We use the giveaway tool and we give something away. That is something people expect. In fact, sometimes halfway through the stream, people start typing in the hashtag because they know it's coming. When people know what's coming and they know what to expect, they're actually more likely to stick around for your entire show. So I do agree. There's no specific format. I think it has to do with you. It has to do with your content. It has to do with your audience. So I'm not going to give you like, hey, here's the cookie cutter format that you should use. But I do think coming up with a format and then reutilizing it each time, or at least, in a similar fashion, your audience is going to get coached. They're going to keep coming back for more. They know what to expect, and they're going to be engaged. So great question. Hopefully that helps you. Okay, I see a couple of other questions. I need to go find Rio's question, or he's going to disown me, or she. Rio, I'm so sorry. Rio197 says, Melanie, are we able to talk over a pre-recorded video in case the video does not have any narration? So Rio, here's the deal. I discovered this by accident. We should test this. If I'm not mistaken, it used to be this way. If you upload a video to the video section in your studio and it does not have any audio at all, then your audio will not be muted. So the video I just played did not have any audio. So can you hear me when I play this? I'm pretty sure you can hear me because actually StreamYard did not give me that little preview thing that says your mic is muted. It will tell me. So right now, if I play the countdown timer that has audio, you won't hear me talking.
Okay, now are you ready?
Was that loud for you guys? It's loud for me. So there you go. If your video clip has audio, it will mute your microphone. So you cannot talk over it. If the audio clip or the video clip does not have any audio, you can talk while it's playing. But Rio, I would recommend instead of uploading the question or uploading the video in the video section, I would use the video share. I would actually use video share instead, because even if it does have audio or narration and you want to actually talk instead of play the video's audio, you can mute it. You can actually turn the audio off. So I don't know if I can demo that very easily. I don't think I can demo that very easily right now. But Rio, I would use the video share. So when you go down to share your screen, instead of clicking screen, click video, share that video that's saved on your computer. You can pause it. You can go full screen. It's going to literally display just like your video share. So you can be full screen. You can be part of the screen so you're on screen. You can make the video really small. And you can pause that video. You can mute it. You can fast forward. So definitely, I would recommend you use the video share for that particular piece. So there you go. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. I was like, I don't have a question. Christine says, with the new feature that allows us to schedule the to play pre-recorded content, there is no live interaction. The only live interaction, Christine, that you would be able to have is in the comments. So you actually, when you stream, when you create that, that I might be able to show you because I actually was demoing this. I was playing around with this yesterday. Ooh, yeah. I wonder if I can change the time. Okay, so let me just go. Let me see if I can change this. I bet I can. Okay, let me share my screen. All right, so here I have a pre-recorded. I was doing a test so I can play around with this stuff. So I have a pre-recorded video that's getting ready to go, right? Let me bump this up so you guys can see this better. This is what it looks like in your studio once you schedule one. If we go to check status, it's going to say, hey, it's going to go live. It's 2:10 today. You can use this page to monitor the status of your stream while you're live. So let me see if I can change that and speed this up so you can see what happens. Let me edit. Let me see if I can make it go live like right now. So 12:05 p.m. Okay. The broadcast must be announced in the future. Please edit announcement time. Why don't we just do another one? How about that? All right, we're going to create one pre-recorded. We're going to go into my fake Facebook group today, 12:05 test demo. Here we go. Create and schedule. Oh, I didn't select the recording. Past broadcast. We're just going to select this simple thing right here. All right, here we go. Okay, it's ready and it's going to go live soon. And once it's live, you will be able to start commenting in the comments. You cannot pause the video. You are on screen with it. You can't be narrating over it. It is a full-blown video that is going to be the entire stream. You can, however, interact in the comments. So as you can see here, it's here. I will keep my eye on that. Should go live any second. Meantime, I'm going to check on you guys in the comments while we're waiting. So Joey, feature request, send it to contact@StreamYard.com. But real quick, there is no need for an app right now because if you go to your mobile device and you go to StreamYard.com, you basically get all the fun stuff. You get everything except sharing your screen. So super, super cool. Come on. Even if the video has audio, you are able to unmute your mic and talk over the video. Even if the video has audio, you are. I've never done that before. I've never done that, Eduardo. So I'll have to give that a test. Okay, here we go. Let me just refresh. There we go. It says I'm live. So when I go enter or go here, I'm going to click, right? It's going to let me view it on Facebook. And then I can be over here in the comments right here and interacting right there. Okay. That's how you would interact live. Now I've got to play it. It's just a demo video I did a long time ago. So that's kind of how you do the interaction live. And then when it's done, it'll actually be ended. You can end it early if you need to. And there you go. It's ended. So that's a quick little, that's different. That's different than everything we talked about today. Just so everybody knows. What I just showed you, very different than everything I talked about today, right? We're talking about engagement during your live streams, during lull periods, during gaps, all that stuff. So definitely very different, right? Rio says, you're live. Okay, here we go. The last thing I was going to share with you guys, if you're kind of tuning in, if you're still hanging out, by the way, if you've been hanging out with me this entire time, you are a trooper. I love you. I love you. Many of you have been hanging out with us the whole time. I got one last tip for you guys on keeping that engagement up during the lulls, right? And so that's what we're doing today. We are answering the question from McFry. What are some ways to engage your audience while live? We're not talking about promoting your live stream. That's a bit off topic. What do you do to fill in the dead time during a live, say during a Q&A period when no one is asking questions, or during a cooking demo when you're waiting on something to finish cooking? Yes. Okay. So that's what we're talking about today. So the last tip that I had, oops, I forgot to take my banner down. The last tip I had for you guys on this, on keeping it interesting, keeping engagement up, and again, just handling those like lulls or those gaps or the in-between, the transitions in between segments. If you're, cutting up vegetables and you're just dealing with that and then you're getting things ready and you're not really able to talk to your audience or watch the comments because you are focused on what you're physically doing, consider playing music. consider playing some background music during these quiet segments, as I call them. So I do sometimes what I like to call a hangout session, a live hangout, and it's really just me. I might be like, come, literally a lot of times, to be honest with you, it's like be about 4:30, 5 o'clock, kind of at the end of my day. My daughter might be at her dad's or something, so she's not home. And I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pour myself a cocktail. I'm going to go play around with Canva and design some fun stuff in Canva. I don't know. That's just an example. But I will literally go live and I will just do a screen share with me on screen playing and designing in Canva. And I'll be like, hey, and I'll talk about what I'm doing. But for the most part, I'm quiet for a lot of it because I'm figuring something out, or I'm designing or doing something or playing around. But I play background music when I do those because it just adds a little bit of interest during the quiet time. And so background music is something that you could also add to help kind of keep that interest up, right? So helping keep that interest up will definitely help. Now, background music, we have a lot of content about background music and music in your live shows. So Kirk Nugent just did a really great video for us over on the YouTube channel. So again, if you're not subscribed to YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to StreamYard's YouTube channel because there's a ton of really good content being there that's going to support all the stuff we talk about on this show too. So background music, you're like, wait, how do we play background music? We have tons of videos about that. All right. In fact, on Ask StreamYard, probably 2 months ago, we talked about background music. I talked about Epidemic Sound. I talked about how I use the Wavelink app to play background music and all that. Tom says, music is tricky with Facebook. They stop live streams quickly and often wrongly. I personally have not had this issue. I use Epidemic Sound. It seems to be very friendly. You definitely want to make sure you have copyright, you have rights to play the music you're playing. There are sometimes people on YouTube will be like, hey, here's some soothing music you can use. But it's not approved for Facebook. It's only approved for one thing or the other. I recommend you find copyright-free music or get a subscription. If you're going to be doing this and doing it regularly, you might find that Epidemic Sound is what I use. There's others. But you can use that music in your other videos, on your podcast, and other things. So definitely background music, I say it with a caveat of make sure that you have the right setup. You know how to do it. Stream Beats is another one. Thank you, Mike. I love Stream Beats by Harris Heller. He provides copyright-free music. I've never had any issues when I play Stream Beats or anything from Epidemic Sound. So definitely don't have any issues with that. But you have to be careful. But I still want you to consider it because it's a lot of fun, right? And so that helps, again, keeps that during those lulls or when you're waiting on something. It definitely helps just keep your audience there. It gives them something to listen to instead of it can be pretty dry if it's quiet. As I said earlier, if you have to go off screen and you're just off screen, then like this, literally, that's pretty boring for your audience too. So play a video instead. Turn on a video, create an animation that you can play instead. Okay. Those were the tips I had. Now I'm going to scroll up and look for some questions. I do think I have a couple more questions. So I'm going to answer some more questions with you guys. We had fun today. That was fun. I think the hair thing was a blast. I don't know. I mean, I think I may be onto something there. Y'all, I think you guys liked that. I'm going to start using that trivia thing in my own streams. I thought of it literally for this particular stream. I know that a lot of people use trivia, but then I thought of the idea to do this video and I literally made it right before the stream. I'm totally going to incorporate that in my own streams, do a little trivia thing to give myself a water break or a transition or just a time to just kind of be like, sometimes you just need a deep breath when you're streaming. You know what I mean? So, okay. Andrew says, great advice, great tips. Diane says, thank you so much for your tips. Well, I'm so excited that you guys are enjoying this stuff. We're definitely getting into some things. Okay, here's the deal. I'm definitely going to look at your comments here in a second. I want to do a fast recap. So real quick, make sure that your content is aligned to your audience, right? So align your content to your audience. Also, give your viewers prompts. A lot of times, the best way to get engagement is to ask for it. So, I mean, seriously, if you're just going live and assuming that everybody knows that you want them commenting, it's probably not going to work out for you. So give them prompts, ask questions, tell them to share something with you in the comments. Also, we talked about playing videos in between segments. meaning like transition videos, maybe a be right back or here's what's coming next. And then also that pre-recorded stuff. So think about your content. Are there some things that you can maybe do a demo for or a tutorial for, or make a pre-recorded version of it so that it's shorter, maybe a time lapse we talked about, and playing those in the middle of your streams so that it will speed up or not, so that you won't have the lull, right? That time in between. Hold on, let me take that off. There we go. So then also we talked about playing games, right? Trivia, offering the giveaways. And I showed you guys the video that I created so that we could have a ton of fun. And it was awesome. And you guys loved it. I think you did, because literally there were like 25 people that commented, which worked great. Obviously you saw how that worked right in the moment. And then also they use the giveaway tool to maybe even reveal your answer to your audience. And then lastly, we talked about background music. Adding some background music when there's some waiting periods or some quiet times, definitely a great way to just keep your audience engaged, meaning giving them a little bit of interest. It can be a little bit dry when we don't have anything right there for them. So, it's sometimes a little bit tricky when we have those quiet segments. Our audience can get a little bored. I hate to say it that way, but truly, it's dry. And so if you're playing some music, it kind of can just help that. I use it when I do my live hangouts. I play music when I do the tutorials and stuff, because I'm kind of quiet while I'm figuring something out over on the screen, and it just kind of helps. So with that. So there you go. There you have it, my friends. Now, let me check on you guys in the comments really quick before I sign off for today. Okay, let me see here. Oh, creative girl of color with Danielle B. What's up, sister? Go watch a replay. We did a fun trivia. I showed a fun way to do trivia by using video, and it was a way to kind of create breaks in your show. But there is no trivia tool, but I showed that. So that's what we talked about there. So, okay, let me check on... I know I saw some questions, so I want to make sure, especially if there are questions related to today's topic. Let me see here. Oh, what's up, landlord advocates? Hello, welcome. You could always pretend to read questions from a written sheet of questions, make up questions and answer them. Yeah, so actually for live Q&As, if your audience isn't asking questions and you want to keep going, I always say come prepared with some of your own questions for sure. So definitely wanted to. That's a great tip for sure. Okay, let me see. You guys are. I love that you guys were finding this stream helpful. So Cherie, thanks for watching, and Lisa Snyder, Integrative Healing. Glad that you were learning a lot. So excited for that. So. Okay, Uncut TV networks. Can you only schedule pre-recorded videos when you're on a plan, or even when you are having no plan? I think you have to be on a paid plan. Let me look so that I don't tell you the wrong thing. Pre-recorded streams that does require the basic. So you're free. It's not included in the free plan. It is absolutely included in let me show you the pricing grid here real fast. So right here, you see pre-recorded streams. There you go. So it's available to you on the basic plan, but it is not available to you on the free plan. So there you go. So easy answer to that question. Now, the video clips, video share, that is available to you. So sharing your screen, I think, let me double check. I'm almost positive it is. Sharing your screen sharing. I'm almost positive the video share where you pull it up on screen is available in the free plan. But to upload it into your studio as a pre-recorded video into the studio where it takes over the whole stream, that also requires a paid plan as well. So Christine says, for fitness instructors, yoga teachers, etc., this new feature to play pre-recorded videos might actually be great. I can teach yoga pre-recorded while interacting in the chat with my students. Absolutely. In fact, that is definitely an example. I am telling you, I'm kind of still wrapping my head around this pre-recording thing. I do think that, Christine, if possible at all, you can do the other version that I described so that you are actually still there live. Here's what I would recommend. I recommend you not do the pre-recorded stream. You guys, there's a difference between a pre-recorded live stream with this new feature and playing pre-recorded videos during a live stream. All right. I know that that's like very meta and how I just described it. But honestly, Christine, what I would recommend you do instead is you said they were 10 minutes, right? I say record that 10-minute yoga bites, I think you called it. Record it, save it to your computer, right? And then go live and say, hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Yoga Bites. I'm Christine Fuchs, here to help you guys out today. So today I'm going to be, we're going to be doing an exercise, blah, 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 blah. And then say, so I hope you enjoy. I'm going to be hanging out with you in the comments while I play today's Yoga Bites. And then do video share, play the video and let it take over the full screen, mute your microphone, and then be in the comments with them, right? But then when it's over, or let's say everybody's way confused by something you did. You can be like, all right, hold on, pause, and you can come back on screen and be like, all right, everybody's confused about what I just did. So let me explain, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's resume today's Yoga Bites. Play, boom, you're back. You can still be interacting in the comments, but you're still live. You're with them live. It's actually live. You're just using a pre-recorded segment in the middle of your stream. That, in my opinion, is the better way to go for what you're describing. Because pre-recorded videos and then just streamed out, there's pros and cons to it. And you need to be very strategic with how you're utilizing the feature. It should not be a crutch. I keep saying this. What I hope doesn't happen is that it becomes a crutch. That everyone's going to say, oh, now I can be perfect. I can make a perfect video and still live stream it. But it's just, I did it ahead of time. I think you should still try to be live interacting. Because when you can address somebody, pull a comment up on screen like I am now, which you cannot do if you use the pre-recorded stream feature. You can display their comment. You can talk to them. You can say their name out loud with your voice. They can see your face. There is so much power in that. You can't do that when you're using that pre-recorded stream. So I definitely think, yes, it makes sense. If you're on vacation and you still want to go live on your same Wednesday Yoga Bites show, but you can't be there physically to do it because you're on the beach somewhere drinking mocktails or cocktails or whatever, great. Use that pre-recorded feature, right? That's how I feel about this. It's also great if you need to repurpose an old stream. You can say, hey, this was previously enjoyed earlier this year, but I wanted to share it with you again. I do think there's a time and a place for those pre-recorded streams, but they are different than what I described. I personally think you should use the video share feature instead. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me pop down and see it. Okay, good. I was like, hopefully Christine was still here when I was answering that question. So good. Super glad that you like that. On the beach drinking cocktail. Checks out. Yeah. It's funny because you guys, I was literally on vacation and then the feature came out. I'm like, really, Dan and Gage, you couldn't make that come out like at least a week prior so that I could have used it. So anyway. All right. Okay. So let me see here. Yeah, I'll say I gotta address this because this is something I'm gonna keep pushing hard. Is don't let this pre-recorded thing be a feature, a crutch for you. Still go live, definitely better. I agree. The perfectionism is going to really get down on you if you guys try to do everything perfect. And when you're live, you just go for it, and that's what I love about it. Okay, let me see here. Oh well, hello, Sue. She says, I just realized I did not give StreamYard permission to post my name from the chat. I recently had a broadcast where the client's guests wanted to stream to their platform, but this was after the show had already started. Can we add a platform once we go live? So first we add a destination to a platform to StreamYard, to our account, and then we can add that destination to our stream. Now, what I don't know is let me just see if I can figure it out. Can you add a destination to your StreamYard account while you're streaming? I would think you can. I'm going to try this right now while you're here because I've never done that. You can absolutely add, like, let's say you're streaming to Facebook and then you're like, ooh, I want to stream to YouTube too, but I'm already started going live. You go up to your destinations in the top of your studio and you just hit edit and then you add the YouTube destination as long as it's already connected. But your friends, the guest, Sue, they would have needed to. This is where it gets tricky. They would have needed to add their account, add their Facebook page, for example, to your StreamYard account. The only way that you can do that is if they make you an admin of their page so that you then have rights to add their Facebook page to your StreamYard account, or you give them access to your StreamYard account by giving them the email, they go log in, and then you get the code and you text them the code or whatever, and then they log into your StreamYard account, but they have the keys now and you can't revoke that access, right? You can't revoke that access. So be careful about this. Then they can then go add their Facebook page. Now that has to be done before you can add them to this, add that page to the stream. Okay. So as long as they were already added into your StreamYard account, that would be the case. Now, when StreamYard Teams comes out, that process I just described is going to look different. Before the end of summer, StreamYard Teams will be out. But adding a destination, I'm just going to try this really quick. I'm going to see if I can add a destination while I'm live. What was that called? Mel's Sandbox? Oh my gosh. You can add a destination and it will, and I think it will then show up when you edit. You may have to refresh refresh your page really fast. So you're live. Here I am in the studio. I may have to click that refresh button and and then like, so that it refreshes the available destinations. You would then should then be able to add the destination. Jeremy says, how do we get our show banner to show without being covered up? So when you say show banner, do you mean overlay or do you mean the actual banner at the bottom? If you mean the banner at the bottom, the banner should not be covered up. So, man, I just removed this test overlay. Let me see if I still have the overlay, the test overlay. La 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 la. I have an overlay test for this. Okay, here we go. Let me try this. Let me test this really quick. I get this confused sometimes. Okay, so banner. Here's a banner. And then overlay. Yeah, the banners are on top. So the banners should never be covered up. So everything's done in layers inside StreamYard. All right, so the layers go as follows. Comments. Well, comments and banners now switch. So if there's a comment up and then you click a banner, the banner then takes over, the comment goes away. But it's comments and banners, okay, in the very, very front. Your logo actually is in the very front with comments and banners. Look at me. Let me just do this so it's not funky. And then behind that is your overlay, okay? Your overlay is there. And then behind that is your display name. And then behind that is your camera, your webcam feed. So there's different layers. So if you've got an overlay that has your banner, your show banner, and then you display a comment, then it's going to cover up your overlay, right? So the overlay is going to be behind. So watch. So if I have this overlay up, see it covers, see again, my name's behind it, but then I display a comment, your comment, if I can find it, that's going to go over the overlay, over the overlay, because everything's in layers, okay? So comments and banners are in the front, overlays, and then your display name, and then your webcam feed, okay? So that's how that works. So you would need to design around, if this is an overlay, Jeremy, then you would need to design around it. And the best way to do that is to go to a stream, display a comment like this, display a comment, take a screenshot of yourself, and then add that to your design tool, and then you can be designing around you as well as that down there so that that doesn't happen. That's the tip I always give people. Let me take this fake overlay off. I probably have time to check in on a couple more. I'm trying to see if we've got any other good questions. I want to take care of you guys. I feel if I missed your questions up above, I feel bad, right? Rio, have you tried streaming? Yeah, so I think I did talk about this earlier. I've never had any issues with Facebook cutting me off because so when you create an Epidemic Sound account, it basically you go in and you say, here are my social channels. Here's my Facebook profile. Here's my YouTube account. Here's my this. Here's my that. Now, if you're multi-streaming to different Facebook profiles, like you have multiple profiles on Facebook and you are on the very low level Epidemic Sound account, it might flag you because there's like a commercial license and then there's like a personal license. You need to make sure you have the right license for the amount of channels you're streaming to. So that could be the problem. I've never had issues with Epidemic Sound, any issues at all, cutting me off, thinking I don't have rights to play their music when I do, because they're deducting money from my bank account every month. Okay, let me see here. Nita So Nita says, love StreamYard. Would be great if we could make rooms for 100 people to go live as a conference. Nita, you should check out the Hopin platform. So Hopin acquired StreamYard. If you love StreamYard, you will love Hopin for what you're describing. What you're describing are two totally separate solutions. So StreamYard is made for social media streaming, but then Hopin, which is the parent company that actually, it's like they took StreamYard and put it inside of the Hopin platform. That is what you should check out for sure. So Nita, definitely go check out the Hopin platform. Also, if you want to see it or feel it in real life, then register for this event because tomorrow's event is using Hopin. So this event right here that's going on tomorrow is going to be in the Hopin platform. So you would actually be able to get a feel for what it's like as a viewer, as a conference attendee, and you can network with each other. You can go, there's breakout rooms that you can set up and hop in. So what you're describing is an awesome idea, but StreamYard wouldn't be the tool for it, but definitely check out Hopin, the Hopin platform, Hopin. So go to Hopin and check that out. Hopefully you're still watching and saw that. Okay. So you guys, I'm probably going to have to get going because, oh my gosh, it's like 12:28. Holy moly, guacamole, right? So, I feel like I saw something I wanted to address though. This is a great comment. So live stream must be an enjoyable experience for all. Connecting with people around the virtual world is such an amazing journey to keep in memory for years to come. Thanks, StreamYard, for all you do. I totally agree, Yolanda. Totally agree. I love live video because I do think it does create a unique experience. So my friends, we have to get going. I've got things to do. You have things to do today. I hope this was so fun. I had a blast with you guys today. I really did. I love today's show. We had fun. I laughed. You laughed. I think we just had a good time. So here's the deal. You can tune in next week because next week you're going to have this guy. What's up, Kev? Kevin's back next week with another Ask StreamYard show. So Wednesdays, every single Wednesday, we are live at 11 a.m. Eastern time for this show, Ask StreamYard. Now, if you want to know or have a question that you want us to feature, go inside our Facebook community, join the Facebook group, just go to StreamYard or search StreamYard community inside Facebook. It'll show right up. Get in the community and use the hashtag Ask StreamYard, and we would love to get your questions. We are actually getting ready to do a planning session sometime this week where we are going to sit down and we're going to start planning the next 2 months of episodes. So we want to be collecting these great ideas that you guys have. We need it to be juicy. It needs to be a good, juicy topic. So, so that we can help you out and go take a deep dive and have some fun with you like we did today on today's stream. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels, wherever you want to watch. We definitely multi-stream our Ask StreamYard show to our platforms, all of our platforms. So, but I definitely want to remind you all again, as I said before, definitely tune in on Wednesdays, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. So outside of the live videos, we're also creating some really great tutorials for you guys. Eileen just created some stuff for us. Kirk, we've got some videos from Kirk Nugent up in there. Kevin Colby has some awesome videos that are up there. We've got all kinds of people. Garrett's got videos up there. Great videos from other live streamers who have areas of expertise where they can help you up-level your live videos as well and actually become the live streamer that you want. So make sure you subscribe to StreamYard's YouTube channel so that you don't miss that other content that's going up there too outside of our live shows. So, okay, my friends, we got to get out of here. We got to do it. We got to go. Go have a great day. Make it awesome. I hope that you do some great things. Explore the pre-recorded feature. Use it wisely. Don't make it a crutch. Use it wisely. Don't let it be a crutch. Okay, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.